What's going on with Paramount?
Is this how the Ellison era is transforming Paramount? In the aftermath of the Paramount Skydance merger, the studio undergoes a dramatic cultural and strategic upheaval driven by Skydance CEO David Ellison. The new regime cultivates a brash Silicon Valley-style culture, one that rejects Hollywood's post-#MeToo caution in favor of blunt feedback, welcoming canceled talent, and asserting aggressive creative control. The Ellison team embraces figures previously sidelined in Hollywood, such as John Lasseter, Will Smith, and Johnny Depp, all of whom are given new paths back into studio filmmaking. At the same time, the new leadership cracks down internally. They cut projects, slash marketing budgets, and eliminate divisions associated with prestige or awards-focused filmmaking. Multiple film-forward movies, mid-budget projects, and non-franchise titles are scrapped or sold. Strategically, the new Paramount leans heavily into male-driven action, broad commercial IP, and Hollywood traditional tentpoles, reflecting Ellison's vision of serving audiences he believes are underserved by Hollywood. Projects in development include a Call of Duty film, a big-budget motocross movie starring Timothée Chalamet, a Western with Brandon Skelnar, and new franchise-oriented plays in Star Trek, Transformers, and World War Z. Executives also highlighted interest in horror and R-rated comedies, providing they can be packaged as events. The studio still aims to release 15 films a year by 2026, even as insiders question how that is possible amid so many cancellations. Tom Cruise, a crucial creative partner, initially experienced tension with Ellison, but later returned to the studio to discuss Top Gun 3 and a costly new adventure project, signaling a reconciliation. The merged Paramount Skydance studio emerges as a boldly re-engineered, unapologetically forceful institution. Let's go.
All right. So, what do you think about Paramount and not only its role with the Netflix takeover, but its future?
I
don't understand how a
Tom
company
Cruise
can do a
movie is
hostile
editorial.
purchase.
Go directly to shareholders.
But
Yeah,
okay, but they can only make the offer, right? They can't strong arm
69.
anything, right?
yeah, they
I mean,
got to convince.
that's how a hustle takeover works. You know, you offer
Normally you
better-
work through the board of directors,
right,
and
money
the
up.
board of directors. Now you can just go through the shareholders. Hey guys, the board of directors are screwing you. Listen to our offer. Do you like ours better? Okay, vote us. Vote for us, and then
And
if
you'll
they
get it
enough
now.
votes, you'll get the money now. They'll convince some board members, I'm quite sure, but will they get enough?
Well,
to
here's the thing.
overturn the current board?
One of the big keys to this is the shareholders do get to vote. Do get to have a say as to whether this deal goes through. And so Paramount is trying to go around the board and go directly to the shareholders. Tell them not to approve the Netflix deal and instead approve our deal instead.
Everything we just agreed they need to start doing, Paramount is doing.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
The real issue is who holds the majority of the shares. You need to get a simple majority in order to make this work. And can they get enough shareholders who have that majority to accumulate that majority to win out in the end?
Yeah. And then you just vote in a new board with the new shareholders that you got.
Yeah. Just like Disney.
I mean, if they can get their own house in order, as in particular with Star Trek, I'd be more optimistic about the
They're
future
rebooting it.
for Warner Brothers. But
That's the thing. They're rebooting Star Trek. They have to get this horrible Academy
when
out.
I
which...
see it, I'll believe it.
All right, FNAF. All right.
I've been heard. Come on.
I know,
You've
we've
seen
all
Star
been
Trek
hurt.
Academy. Come on.
Hey, look, I hear you, Nerd Cookies, because we've seen all of this stuff and heard all of this stuff from Hollywood before. Like, oh, we're going to get our act together. We're going to fix everything. Trust us, guys. And then we start seeing the content coming out, and it's like, wait, what is this? So I want to believe in the Ellisons, everything they're saying. They're saying all the right things, by the way. They're saying all the right things. And that's kind of the reason why I want them to win. If there's a winner in this, I want, them to beat Netflix. But like I said, man, I'll like Elaine, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, everything that they said, everything that they listed is pretty much everything that Hollywood has been ignoring or calling toxic for, the past few years. And that's when they've lost money. So let's get back to entertainment for men, really, because like within the Minecraft movie was so good, or it did so well because it catered to that group of people who have been ignored. Like there's really nothing for young boys out there. So let's start making some more stuff for young boys and men, because all of that has been labeled as, toxic. You can't make movies for them anymore. You have to do something different in order to give them this perception of what masculinity is supposed to be. No, let's not do that. Let's just make films for them, entertaining films for them, so that they come back to the theater. They bring their sons back to the theater, and so more and more people come back to the theater. Everything that they've listed they wanted to do is really good. And it would be like, honestly, it would be shocking to vote against that. I in my opinion, it would be shocking to vote against that and just go with Netflix, who has a history of, sure, they make entertaining stuff, but the ratio isn't equal, right? It's very, very off when Netflix puts out original things, right? It's very much leaning into woke, leaning into race swaps, leaning into all of these things, rewriting history with some of their IP, or not IPs, documentaries.
I don't care what they told you in high
a lot of their things that they put out. So it's just like, I why would you go with this company who doesn't really care about movie making, doesn't really care about putting things in theaters, and only cares about being able to get all of these IPs? Like, that's really all they care about. They just want all of these IPs. That's it. They don't care about anything past that.
Yep.
I just, again, I like Netflix. I like them a lot as a company. I think they're very good at what they do. I think they're the best at what they do. I just think this is the wrong decision. I think Warner Brothers should not be bought by them. With that said, because of capitalism, they have every right to sell it to Netflix. Every right. I mean, granted, yeah, there's laws and monopoly, things that they got to think about. But and I'm sure people are looking into, especially people at Paramount. I honestly, it's just in the name of free market, if Netflix does buy them, they were the one, they won the bid, right? They were the ones who got the deal, right? I mean, we could be mad about it. We could be, we could say all these things, but we can't say it's illegal, right? I mean, it's just, they won the bid.
No one's saying it's illegal, and they didn't win the bid. They won the final negotiation chance.
With the board of directors.
It's free market. Sure. Because it's free market, Paramount can also go, nah, here's more.
Is there antitrust concerns at all with Paramount's bid?
No, not in the same way. No.
So don't they have to, their bid is higher, right? 108 billion compared to Netflix's 80 something.
82.
So do the shareholders have to accept the highest bid? Is that how that works?
Well, that's the question. Is it the highest bid? Because remember, the 82 million is just for Warner Brothers and HBO, whereas Paramount's buying everything for like what, 100. So now the question is, what is that Discovery? What is that portion worth? How much is that worth? Because they're going to split the company into two different groups. They're going to split it into the HBO, Warner Brothers Studios part, and then the Discovery, CNN, TNT, and all the linear cable stuff. So what is that linear cable amount worth? They're saying it's only worth, I think Paramount's saying it's only worth like $1 a share.
Right. That aspect of it, no one really cares about. It's
but that's the question, because now that's the question, that are they getting the best deal? That's right. Are we getting the best deal? Because we still will own this other part that we can also sell off. So if we can sell this off for another $50 billion, then okay, now we're talking about $130 billion.
Right.
So
the shareholders care.
Well, probably not, but I'm just throwing a number out. Yeah.
Shareholders care more about Warner Brothers than they do about Discovery Channel.
Yeah,
but it's still something that they own, and it's still an asset that they have to sell. And if they're getting shortchanged for it, if somebody came along and said, "All right, we'll buy that for $2 a share," all right, now all of a sudden that makes Paramount's deal not the best deal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If somebody comes along and says, "We'll pay more than $1 a share for Discovery," now and Netflix says it's worth probably $3 or $4 a share. Right. Netflix thinks Discovery's worth a lot more than what it's worth. So that's the other half of this that nobody's talking about.
Yeah. Well, also, it's not that they got the highest bid. It was the deal that the board of directors negotiated and said that we're going to go with this deal and present it to shareholders. So, yeah, Paramount could have had the better deal. And to Paramount, to Ellison's point, you know, he feels like that the board of directors at Warner Brothers really wanted the Netflix deal and went with that, even though Paramount claims that they offered the better.
They have a
deal.
fiduciary responsibility to go to the best deal, and just on paper, it certainly looks like Paramount is the better deal. And the only reason they're suggesting unfair, remember they had that letter saying that this whole thing is skewed. They're not even really listening to what we're doing, and that's because of the relationship supposedly between Sarandos and Zaslav. Keep it in the house.
They have the best deal, I think. Again, if you consider that Discovery and all those networks, that Discovery Global, I think that's what they're going to spin it off into.
Bro, those aren't worth anything. It's spinning that off and saying that we still have that. That's like, well, I sold my steak and potatoes, but I still got the broccoli left.
But it's still an asset that they want to sell. It's really still an asset. It's a part of the deal. It's a part of the overall spinoff. They're not going to
more combined.
It is worth more combined. But if you can get more than $1, again, what Paramount is offering is only $1 a share more for it. So can you sell it for more than $1 a share? That's the question. And if you can, then it's not the best deal. And that's what Netflix is arguing. Netflix is saying that's not the best deal because that's actually worth $3 or $4 a share. Discovery Global. And also keep in mind that David Zaslav, he's the one that came from Discovery. And so he probably wants to hold on to that to be able to maybe run it or be able to spin it off and sell it and do something with that on his own. And he's going to make more money off of that. So there's a monetary deal for David Zaslav that's also not being discussed. David Zaslav, honestly, is the reason why they're trying to push this over.
Right, but just looking at these updated numbers, Netflix is only buying part of it, and they're offering $27.75 per share. Right. The Ellisons are buying all of it, and they're offering $30 per share and in cash that will be given now, not Netflix, which is stock, and you hope that their shit's not devalued and pay. Like, objectively, they're offering more money quicker.
I agree that to the point that you're making, that they're getting it quicker. I do agree with that, but I don't think it's necessarily more. It depends on what they think Discovery is worth.
Well, $27.75 is less than $30 a share.
Yeah,
so objectively, they're offering.
Is there a time limit they have to answer by, or
apparently they're going to answer in 10 days? Within 10 days, that was the thing that
they wanted to get it done by the end of the year.
Man, you talk about if they were offering $30 a share. I just remember back in March, I bought Warner Brothers stock for $7 a share.
Warner Brothers Discovery says it will carefully review Paramount Skydance's $30 per share acquisition offer and issue a decision within 10 business days. Paramount, and then it goes on to about the funding. So yeah.
Okay.
I still don't understand why Warner's selling, man. I mean, 3 of my favorite
I can tell you why.
Year came from Warner Brothers this year.
I have a theory as to why they're selling. Like I said, I bought Warner Brothers shares in March for $7 a share. I sold at 14, so I doubled my money. Now it's like 20 something. The reason they're selling is because I think they realize that under the current financial structure, they're not going to make that much more money. And after the string of hits that Warner Brothers has had, they are in a great position to sell Warner Brothers at a premium price and actually make some money. And I think that,
I mean, like I said, it was their best year in like 7 years or something like that. So,
and so it's like when the Disney owned the Anaheim Angels for a while. When the Angels won the World Series, Disney sold because they could sell it at a premium price.
Strike while the iron is hot.
Exactly. All right.
Well, and everybody kind of knew Zaslav was going to do that anyway, for the most part.
Yeah.
They got the Harry Potter before anybody sees how woke that's going to end up being.
They still haven't seen Black Snape. Well, have you noticed that? You still not see what he looks like.
Hidden.
I know.
Keep him hidden until after the sale.
They're not
give us Snape.
I bet he has bangs.
Oh, he's gonna have the Jerry curl.
Yeah, you gotta have a Jerry curl, man.
I will forgive everything if he has a Jerry curl. I would be like, all's forgiven, man.
Yeah.
Especially if he wears the plastic cap to class one day, you know what I mean?
Skull cap, sure.
And instead of potions, it's blunts.
He's spraying the activator in his hair while he's teaching.
Make your soul glow.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm in.